Okay, I'll show you where I'm at. I haven't really done much. Flying V's down here. This is my hydrometer. It's in a weird tuning right now. Got flies on my flying V. Can't have that. But yeah, I got it. If you're gonna have a studio, you gotta have the musical instruments in here. So I got that open. I got the piece of paper and watching to see where the flow is going. So that's exactly what you see. It's moving right the way I want it to. So if there's any sort of a breeze outside, it's kind of like sucking all the air out of the bottom here. Gonna wait for it. Watch for it. Wait for it. Oh. 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 That's telling me a lot right there. That's, yeah. So I guess there's a, yeah, oh yeah, that's right. That window was broken. That's why it's like that. Okay. But that's telling me there's definitely airflow in the house, especially with all the windows open and everything like that. It was really musty yesterday when I came in here because my brother, my sister-in-law, and my nephew hadn't been in here for a good while. The basement was like Death City down there. Very, very, as my brother's firefighter, my brother was a firefighter for a brief moment. Could even see it starting to dry out the basement a little bit down there. But it's like you go down there, it's like, man alive, there are men alive down here. How? But what's happened was I got in here. Well, he's almost 1 o'clock. I've been just more like daydreaming, lollygaggling, doing a little bit here. Went took up property, photos of everything, just so like it's just because like I can't. I wish I could hit the fast forward button for 3 years, but then it'd be like 3 years of my life I'd miss. Because I know what it's going to look like in about 3 years in here. People are going to freak out. Everybody's like, oh, you should just bulldoze this place. Okay. Pretty musty in here when I got in here yesterday. Right? Not going to lie to you. But basically, it was stagnant hot for the last past up until about last week. In the beginning of this week, right? But before that was like in the 30s, and I think there was a day or two that was like 40. And it was really hot. My brother had the air conditioner on, and it finally went on bottom about halfway through August. We're now at the end of August. So about 2 weeks ago, the air conditioner broke down. And like I was saying in the previous videos, my brother had everything sealed up, right? But he also had like when I mean everything sealed up, this would include the floor vents and everything. Like he had plastic underneath the floor vents and stuff like that to keep the smell from the basement, but he never aired out the basement enough, right? So with everything closed up all the time, it gets really, really musty in here. And like I say, the amount you're going to get probably about with 3 people, 2 dogs, and laundry going and stuff like that, you're going to get about 2 or 3 of these worth of moisture in your house every day. That's how much water and humidity. Now I just discovered something else. Here's the dryer vent. Oop, just knock that down. But the dryer vents into the basement. Now that was probably why that was done like that. I have no idea. Stay open. If you have a washing machine, you should keep it open. Just to keep airflow going. Airflow. There, I'll just do this. Just so you don't get mold and stuff in your washing machine. Yeah, so... Oh, okay, so what he was doing was taking that pipe and then putting it into that pipe and then venting it out the door. Okay. Because like that would... You definitely don't want to have that venting in your house. You know what I mean? That would create a lot of problems too. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I mean, it's bad, but it's not as bad as I thought it. Like, there's really, like, there's a few areas. Okay, I'm going to have to deal with, like in the bedrooms and stuff like that. I'm going to have to deal with, but everywhere else seems fairly reasonable. It's just it's really dirty. So eventually, there's going to have to be a couple of coats of paint. when we painted this the last time, I remember taking all. There used to be wallpaper in here. Guess who took out most of that wallpaper? This guy, right, from my grandmother, right? And I took all the wallpaper out, and then we painted. And I painted a lot of the ceiling just because it was, it was hard on my aunts and uncles. I was a lot younger at the time, so I helped paint. There was about 10 of us in here painting, so it didn't take us long. Anyway, long story short, my brother was down here a little bit earlier. We brought down my mattress, and he was really worried about me bringing mattresses and stuff down here. Now this couch is going to go because the dogs have been on this couch. I'm going to keep the chair because it's a leather chair, and I can wipe it down with a light coat of vinegar, and that'll kill any sort of bacteria on it, and whatever. And like I can already notice, mind you, if I close all the windows and everything like that, it's going to get musty in here pretty fast. But I could already notice, like, okay, the cycle of fresh air has already been through that. Like, it's not bad in here, is what I'm saying. But that said, it's when you have to keep the doors and everything closed for a long period of time. The trick to a place like this is you ventilate it. Whenever it's a day that you can keep the windows open, you keep the windows open. So it makes up for the days that you can't, right? So I'm already noticing, like, even in the basement, like this morning that's what I want to see. Airflow. Lots of airflow. There. See, I don't know if you guys could see everything just getting sucked all around the house right now. Exactly what I want to see is that thing just go up into the attic as much as possible, because that tells me that the attic would be drafting properly. Because I don't think there's enough airflow into the attic. Because my brother said, like, it gets so hot in here in the summertime, and it did get hot. I remember, like, when my grandmother was in here, it would get, because she would never run air conditioning or like that. It would get deathly hot in here. But then again, my grandmother had 3 temperatures in here: Venus, Mars, and surface of the sun, right? God rest her, but yeah, it was, she'd come in, you have to crack all the windows. But she'd also, when she had the wood stove, she'd have a fire on with the window open too to keep the airflow going, right? So when she was here, the place, it was musty, but it wasn't bad. Like my aunt's like, oh my God, it's horrible in there, and it's like, well, it wasn't that bad, Oh yeah. Do that for airflow. Did you see that go all the way up there? Yeah, you do that 20 times a day, 30 times a day, all day. Oh yeah, I can really feel the draft in here now. Good. That is exactly what I want. Yeah, look at that. Look, it's sucked right up into the ceiling. Here, let's turn this around so you can see it. So, as soon as the wind blows, okay, so that's telling me that's good news. That's very good news. Because if there it goes again, see, it wants to go up into that piece of paper towel, wants to flow the air right up into the attic, right? So that means all the air in this room, there it goes. See that? That's exactly what you want. You leave that open all summer. Just leave it open all summer. So anytime there's a breeze, it's all going out. And that much airflow, look at that. That doesn't take much, guys, I'm telling you. Okay, do that for 3, 4, 5 months. Place will be smelling like roses. Because that also means, this is the one I'm more interested in, is to see this thing just suck it this way. You can see it right at the top of the stairs there. Doesn't seem to be a good enough flow here. I need to get some more windows open down there, but at least I got the door open for now. But even at that, as musty as it is down there right now, it's 100 times better than what it was when I got in here this morning, right? Because this door was always closed, so like that's a lot of buildup of moisture and stuff like that. So would I sleep in here tonight? No, I'd wait. I'm probably going to wait about 2 or 3 weeks before I sleep in here. But this is going to stay open that entire time. That door is going to stay open. But that's what I'm looking, because that means when I see all that air going up there, right? That means all that air in the basement. Now they got the vents open. And they're not all open. My brother has the vents, again, because like I say, everything was stuffed up. He had like plastic behind this vent here. It's all clogged, so I got to clean all that. There was a plastic there that was blocking that vent, right? And I'll show you, like, this vent here is covered. Right, so there's no airflow in the room. There's no airflow in the room, right? And these windows, they don't really open. They're way too. I'm gonna have to like get windows, smash these out, and put in a new window. These windows are older than me. They are older than me. They're probably older than my grandfather was. So I'm going to put a bathroom ceiling fan in there, but that is really good news. So the attic is breathing pretty good. When you go up there and you see how the rafters were built, like my grandfather, like again, the people weren't engineers back then, right? They just built it till it worked, right? But seeing that moving around means there's airflow in this room. So it's probably just like some sort of a, see these windows that cracked, like, and the reason why they're cracked is because everything's swelled up. Like you can't open this window, right? Like this window is actually swollen up on top of this window, so you can't actually get this window. Like this window's swollen up so much that it's into the other window, and that's what's cracking that, right? Why? No airflow. A little bit of airflow. Like the ceiling isn't bad. There's like no mold up there. The worst place so far I found was right here. But I have a hunch once I whippersnip all those, well, let me show you the invasion. That's all raspberry briars and rose bushes. Yeah, and that's the invasion, right? So that's all up against the house. So that's got to go. So that won't cure that, but that's going to be, I'm going to vinegar that. That's the worst spot in the house. There, not too bad, not too bad. Here, a little bit on this back wall here. Not too bad. Like it's musty in here. It's going to be musty in here for a while. And I got to wash the walls. I'm going to wash everything. And then, but even in the bathroom, like, ever since I was a kid, I could never find this damn, because I'm always expecting it to be here, there. I'm like, where the hell's I only spent months in here, but you can see, like, it's not that bad in here. But a lot of it has to do with, now my brother has it all sealed up, but these single pane windows are quite drafty, right? Yeah, so you can see, like, it's not that bad. That's just a bit of mildew, but that's not, it's dirty, more dirty than anything. There's the old, yeah, see, like, there's no mold in there. It's mainly, the issue is the basement. Oh, it's the height of my nephew. Oh, I can't paint over that. That's too precious. My nephew's not very tall. Yeah, that's up to last year. His birthday's coming up in a couple of days, about a week. Yeah, holy Jesus, time flies. I keep calling him 12. I've been calling him 12 for about the past month and a half, but he's really 11 and 11 months. And 28 days or 30 days or whatever. I was like, yeah, he's got a little to go. It's an air freshener. My brother has an air freshener on the ceiling. That's fun. The tape, they had lights up there. The butterflies. I'm pretty sure this is where my grandpappy's chair was. And I remember a pipe. He'd smoke his pipe, watch the hockey game. I don't remember him having butterflies there. Lie. There used to be, oh my God, this is so long ago. Maybe you remember. It was like a half moon. And there was like these little angels on it. And there was one butterfly. My grandma had that. And then right there, it was either there or there. It was somewhere on the wall here. And there was a grandfather clock on the wall there. And then she had a cuckoo clock over there. But there was one of those national spoons there. My grandmother used to collect national spoons. I don't know what happened to the collection. After she passed away, I remember last time I came in here after she passed away, we had tables out, all the tables out, and there was boxes of stuff, and everybody had a chance to go through it. So I came down. There was other relatives here, and I said, "Do you guys want this?" And they said, "No, go ahead, take it. Go ahead, take it." And they said everything else they were just gonna either chuck out or whatever. I ended up getting my grandmother and grandfather's wedding bands. I'm like, anybody wants this stuff? They're like, no. It's like all the jewelry. I'm like, it's the wedding band. They're like, no, go ahead, take it. I'm like, you can't get rid of that. You know what I mean? Like that's like the matriarch and the patriarch, right? Like, so I got that. I got some old coins. I got some other stuff. Got my aunt who's no longer with us. I got her camera. Still have. You'll see videos of it on this channel. But the Flying V's mine. The Flying V's mine. But I'll probably hang on to this chair. My uncle up there has another chair that I might be able to bring down here. But anyway, I think I've done enough lollygagging for the day. I'm going to actually have to do some work. So I'm going to start with getting all, because the only person shorter than my nephew is probably my sister-in-law, and there's no way she can reach all that. So I'm going to pull that down for her. She can go through it, figure out what's going to keep, like bread maker, probably keep. I got to get the trash out of here, but the trash can's full, so I'll have to get that out for the weekend. And then, yeah, so it begins, guys. It begins. Yeah, but it all starts with airflow. Lots and lots of airflow. So, yeah, there we go.